Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Murdered Soul Suspect. Last time we did not have a great time. Iris unfortunately died, but then she got to go to heaven with her sisters, that's not too bad. And today we're going to Judgement House, which is the killer's hideout, which I would assume was the end of the game under normal circumstances, were it not for one thing, which is that lighthouse up there, which has been very prominent during the game so far, and yet we haven't actually been there, or had anyone mention, oh, don't forget about the mysterious lighthouse murder that no one ever solved. So I feel like this probably isn't the last mission, because I feel like we're going to that lighthouse yet. But anyway, let's head along to Judgement House and try and find the killer's hideout and see what we can do about that. We don't have Joy with us, she was arrested, so we're all on our own, which means we can't actually physically interact with anything, so gotta hope that the killer left the door open. Otherwise, if that building's been consecrated, I physically can't get into it. So, never mind. Off to the Judgement House we go. Here we go. This chain link fence. The Judgement House is apparently danger, not to be touched. It is apparently just been abandoned. Let's have a look, see what we can find here.
Alright, there it is, Judgement House. Huh. Maybe this abandoned place isn't so abandoned after all.
And a police car out front.
I hate it when I'm right.
You're not right, okay? Oh, and thank goodness someone conveniently left the door open. Otherwise, yes, I'd be screwed. Now, obviously, it's not Baxter because, well, the girl who was drowned, she pointed, when I asked her who did this, she pointed at my police badge. Meaning, yeah, it was a police officer. Even though, obviously Ronan missed that, apparently. And now I can't get out. Oh, oh, yes I can.
Not going that way.
So apparently Ronan doesn't want to leave, but he could do, even though that door's closed, which was the whole point. Never mind. Yeah, so obviously it's a police officer that did this. And there's only 3 named police officers in this game. There's Ronan here. Well, I probably didn't tussle with myself, unless we're heading for a very major twist on what we actually perceived there. There's Baxter, who's too obvious because he's been clearly labelled as the enemy. And there's my brother-in-law, Rex, who has obviously, he's come across as lovely whenever we've come across him, but he hasn't actually really, consecrated door apparently, but he hasn't actually really done anything in the plot so far, which makes me suspicious that he's going to do something in the plot, and the thing he's going to do in the plot is turn out to be the killer. Now, I've no idea why my brother would be the killer, but that's my prediction. That's my prediction. Anyway, let's have a look-see round. Every single one of these doors is consecrated. But we were told once we got inside a house, everything was, like, up for grabs. The only way that these doors should be consecrated is if that goes back outside. But the house was massive, so that cut. Never mind. Let's just go upstairs, shall we? The game doesn't really care about its own internal logic. It's just a convenience, for plot's sake. Now, there we go. What? That's not... I can walk on ghost things. I can walk on... Oh, this time I can. Alright, fine, fine. Now what are we collecting? Ashes to ashes. Well, hopefully we can get the final story in this game, hopefully. Killer is apparently drawing on the walls now. Unnatural bridge of ghost and flesh. You harvest souls as though a friend. You cut with scythe. With pitchfork thresh until you meet your righteous... Wait. Well, it says end, but it feels like it should be death, because that would rhyme with thresh, or at least it would be a half rhyme. See, I am a way better poet than this mass murderer. So if any of you ever decide that, like, you want to become a serial murderer, and don't, because serial murderers are bad, but if you ever do, and you want to do it well, and you've squatted in an abandoned building to make it your lair, don't write creepy poems that make it pretty clear you're the serial killer all over the walls, because it's going to be not a secret lair if you do that. Anyway, what I found here is I found a bookcase with a little bit of a thing behind it. So I'm going to guess this is the secret room my killer's in. Yep, there we go. Looks like we've entered an investigation.
Look at all this crap. What is this?
Well, it's a map and pictures of all the victims, Ronan, you genius.
I should check this all out.
Yes, Ronan, you should investigate. You should definitely investigate the secret room of the Bell Killer where he's planned all the murders. I would totally recommend that. Now, first things first, can we... We should be able to teleport through here. Oh, no. We don't even need to teleport through here. We don't need to bother. So, mementos, previous killings, presumably all the victims. Oh, and murder methods. Oh, okay, yes, I see. So, all of those, 7 girls were killed by hanging, and all of those, 8 women were killed by the ducking stool, which is interesting. And bizarre hangings in 3 recent murders. Okay, so... Oh, wait, hang on. Wait, that's in 1940. So, Salem has a history of killers apparently referencing the witch trials similar to the Bell Killer. Oh, okay. You know, I would have thought that someone would have spotted that earlier in the police case and mentioned it if, in fact, a killer killing people in the ways of the witch trials. In fact, there was another one of them in the 40s and at other instances in Salem's past. You'd think someone would have made that connection, but never mind, eh? Including in 1903, the damn mayor claiming that the devil made him do it. Excellent.
Similar murders, multiple killers, decades apart. Is this a string of copycats? A conspiracy? What else did you hide in this house, you freak?
Okay, we got ourselves a couple of demons to take care of quickly. I will just quickly kill them. Be right back. Okay, that's them dealt with. Looks like I'm going back downstairs to, well, I'm guessing it's the other half of the downstairs house I couldn't get to before. Oh, good. More flipping demons. Fine, take care of them too. Okay, demons dealt with, and I think we have found the place where the actual, where the actual witch trials took place, which is kind of cool. So I'm gonna look around. Ooh, looks like we're heading down to the basement. Interesting. There's a ghost. I honestly would have kind of thought I would just be able to, you know, drop through the floor, but never mind.
Oh my God, Baxter? I should have been the one that stopped you.
You can't stop anyone. You can't interact with the physical world in any way.
What the hell is going on?
You sick bastard. Why'd you do it? Why'd you bring back the witch trials and kill all those innocent girls?
You think I'm the Bell Killer? Are you insane? I've never killed anyone. You gotta help me. What is this place? We gotta get out of here.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. All of a sudden, we're buds. You need to tell me what's going on here.
Alright, let's get some information out of him. Who killed you?
The Bell Killer, you idiot. But I didn't get a good look at his face.
Well, that's entirely conceivable, given the Bell Killer also killed me when I disturbed him. That makes perfect sense. Also, why don't you have feet? I have more legs than you. That's unusual.
Where's the killer?
No idea. He could be anywhere. But when we fought, he said something I didn't understand at all.
Wait. The killer actually talked?
Not much, but I think I hit a nerve. I told that bastard he'd be dead soon, but he said, I already know death. And then something about his instrument of death will kill again tonight.
My instrument of death? But he kills different ways every time. I don't get it.
Hang on, that map we saw back in the war room in the police station had like 20 deaths on it. Like, he can't kill a different way every time. There aren't enough different ways of killing witches that he could have killed a different person every time.
What were you doing here?
Following a lead. I never dropped the case. Had this psychic, Cassandra, working with me. And we figured out the Bell Killer is hunting mediums. Like a witch trial execution copycat. At that point, we couldn't let it go. Even after Rex demoted me.
And, Cassandra, who we still haven't bloody met. Where the hell is she?
Do you know where Cassandra is? Is she still alive?
Last I checked, yeah. I took her to a safe house outside of town.
Oh my God, she's alive. I was sure she'd be dead too. Joy would be freaking ecstatic. She shouldn't end up alone.
Cassandra ever bring up her daughter?
Wouldn't shut up about her. We looked for Joy for days, but it was too risky. Cassandra's been begging me to track Joy down, but I haven't found her yet.
You're not gonna believe this. Joy's been helping me tonight.
Figures a cop like you would need help to get this far.
You mean like what? The help you got from her mom? Alright, you get back to Cassandra. Make sure she's still safe and bring her back to the station.
What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna quickly check out the cellar and come up with a plan. I hope.
You know, while I always said it wasn't Baxter, that's not actual proof that it wasn't Baxter. Like, all the information Baxter had there, he would have that anyway if he actually was the Bell Killer. Like, actually, if anything, the fact he knows that information possibly should make Ronan more suspicious. But, alright, never mind. Let's see what we can find here. Apparently Baxter's corpse is not a clue. Never mind. Ah, but if this is Baxter being beaten up, then I could actually prove it's not Baxter using my ghost detective powers. Let me see, why doesn't Baxter have ghost detective powers? He should also have ghost police officer powers, surely. Right, let's reveal what this is. That is... Wait, who the hell are you? Oh, okay, that's presumably an old ancient judge from the witch trial, so he's definitely judging. He's a bit stern, and he's accusing.
You claim righteousness, but you know your guilt, and cannot deny your punishment is due.
Okay, so that was someone presumably throwing someone, locking them away. Fine. I've been challenged to find an answer for what happened down here. I found a flipping bricked-in skeleton, who's presumably was bricked in at the back of a cell, but apparently that's not part of the answer. The bricked-up skeleton. That's just that's just a different murder. I don't care about that one right now. And I'm going to guess this is a witch that was... Oh, that was the little girl. Okay, but what else have we got first? Bell killer symbol. Okay, is that... So, the symbol is actually ancient, is it? Okay. Right, now, let's have a look at the little girl, who's obviously the ghost girl I met right at the beginning. And she is pleading. She is imprisoned.
You stood for justice. How is this just?
Well, he stood for judgment. That's arguably different to justice. And he is effectively judging you. So, you know, he's following at least, you know, the letter of the law there. Now, let's see if we can figure this out from that. So what happened down here? Well, there was a righteous man. Yep, that's definitely important. There was the imprisoned Abigail. That's definitely important. Could the bell killer symbol be important? That it's all connected because of the symbol? Yes, good.
Righteousness, but you know your guilt, and cannot deny your punishment is due.
I thought you stood for justice. How is this just?
The courts are not a place for your murderous whimsy. You are a corrupt heathen. The families of those innocent souls you executed through false accusation of witchcraft will exact their righteous justice tonight.
False accusation?
What is that nonsense you draw?
My mark will burn like a brand in the flesh of this town. If it takes me to the ends of eternity, I will personally make the bell toll for every witch in Salem.
Wait. The guy who killed me is... Abigail. She might be the Bell Killer. How is that possible? I gotta get out of here and figure out how to track her down.
Now, that's a hell of a twist. Because obviously we saw Iris was possessed by her sister, so the Bell Killer isn't necessarily one person. It could be one person being possessed by another. And Abigail, it sounds like, made loads of false accusations, and she basically caused loads of the witch trials by making false accusations against, I don't know, people she just didn't like or something. She wasn't killed for being a witch like we assumed. She was killed for condemning other people to death by accusing them of witchcraft. And now as a result, her spirit, which hasn't moved on, because her unfinished business is kill all the witches, is now, has presumably possessed someone in order to finish her work. Except she's not really making false accusations. She's kind of making real accusations just against psychics, I guess, is what's going on. So, or I don't know. Well, I'm not sure whether the original her actually was making accusations against psychics, or whether the real her was just, you know, manipulating, getting rid of people she didn't like. But, alright, that is interesting. I mean, I still hold it's Rex, but now I think that kind of makes sense why Rex was seemingly not a bad person. It was Rex, but when he did it, he was under the influence, having been possessed and influenced by Abigail. That makes a lot more sense. Now, let's get out of here, shall we?
Has Rex checked in? He's transporting a suspect to the station and we can't get him on the radio.
Oh, here we go. Rex transporting Joy has gone missing. Yep, I think I might be right then. Where would Abigail, well, now we're just assuming it is Abigail. Where would Abigail take Joy? The museum, because we know that that's where she was actually killed. And also where there's actually the ability to kill her. Oh, we need to find 3. Okay, unlikely to be the church, mind you. But it's a place. Need clues about a location that's important to Abigail, and why? Well, killer's instrument of death, that clue from Baxter. Yeah. I'm going to go for, is Abigail the bell killer, because it's connected to Abigail. Yeah, okay, fine, that was what we needed.
Yeah. Instrument of death, meaning her death, where she was killed. The gallows at the museum. Hang on, kid. I'm on my way.
Alright, looks like we've got one final mission to do then. We need to head to the museum. So the killer has Joy at the museum. Start the investigation. Alright, go to the museum. Well, we've already been there. Obviously, I will head that way. I will join you there shortly. You know, just thinking about it. Have we actually seen daylight during the whole of this game? Or is this whole entire game supposed to have taken place in the course of a single evening or a single night? I'm presumably not even that long, because people are still out and about. So this has all taken place in the matter of a few hours. I mean, if this is the end, it's a very damn short game. So the game kind of has taken place over a few hours. That's somehow strangely appropriate. Anyway, back to the museum. Well, someone's broken into the museum. I guess we can be moderately confident we're in the right place. Though oddly, if the door has been like broken that badly, there was the big private launch event tonight. Why has nobody, you know, noticed that the museum has blatantly been broken into? I would have thought somebody would have noticed that. Well, there's a lot more hell portals going on here. Got to be careful with that.
Joy!
Ronan, help!
Not another step.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
This has nothing to do with her, Abigail.
Oh, but it does. For 300 years, we have executed the witches who corrupt our fair city.
Down there. Let's go.
Those who try to mask their demonic contract and leverage powers they should never possess.
Just like you have.
Don't you dare compare me to her!
Easy, easy. Put your hands up!
Help!
Don't do anything stupid.
Hands up. Stop what you're doing.
They can't hear you, Ronan.
Hands up. Do it now.
What's he going to do? A person possessed has no normal powers beyond a normal human.
Abigail, stop!
Oh, but okay. Clever. Clever. Just, yeah, possess them for a second to make them kill each other than themselves.
Not now.
This was you. Want you getting closer to the truth.
Ronan, do something!
It wasn't Rex. He was clearly being possessed by Abigail. It was Abigail, not Rex, that caused this. The question is, what am I supposed to... Oh, flipping heck. When it says... What, was that it? Was that literally all you needed me to do? Possess. Influence. How can I stop Abigail? Well, I imagine, given influence is an option, something to do with that. Joy's verse? The killer is focused on Joy. I don't know, is that the most relevant clue? No, I was hoping it might be. Oh, too late. Never mind, let's try again. Right, possess, influence. Can I remember? Oh, the scream. Do the scream. Do the scream. Yes, perfect. It's time to do the scream to get the ghost out of the body. That'll kick Abigail out of Rex. Perfect. The problem is, can ghosts possess each other? Or fight each other? I mean, we can it's not over. We've no way of stopping her as far as we're aware. I mean, what are we going to do? Ghosts interact with each other, because I can't push past ghost walls. Does that mean I can fight her? How do I stop Abigail? No. Well, what's she gonna do? Uh-oh.
No!
Joy!
Okay, hang on. What do I need to do to stop Abigail? Let me have a think. There was no option to influence her again. Right, let's try this again. Try this again. Well, can I just go up to Abigail herself? Ooh, I can do something. Ooh, I'm having a flashback, presumably to her death. Though I've already seen some of this before. I'm having a flashback like I did to that drowning girl in the graveyard.
No.
You scourge of Salem, it is time to pay for your sins!
This can't be happening. You want to use memories against me? Two can play at that game.
I know I died. I've kind of dealt with it. Yeah, you shot me, fine. Really, it's the best thing that ever happened to him. Maybe such a damn good detective.
I know the truth about your death, but I still don't know the truth about mine.
It was Rex being possessed by Abigail. It's pretty obvious. I should just be able to move on right now.
Did you use Rex to kill me?
Rex was my most influential. The most respected, the most feared official in town. Of course I did.
See? Easy. I can just move on now. Just off to hipster heaven. To have hipster relationships with my wife.
How could Rex have done it? Rose's killer had blue eyes.
I didn't use the same killer for every murder.
Oh, so one of them was Baxter. Okay, fine. Then, interesting.
Why did you kill Baxter?
I eventually kill all the killers I use. Especially the ones who get close to the truth.
And why did you kill me? But again, we kind of know that. It was just wrong place, wrong time. I wasn't close to the truth, but I did disturb the bell killer on his way to take out Joy, or Cassandra.
I wasn't close to the truth in the apartment. I wasn't one of your killers. Why did I have to die?
Wrong place, wrong time.
I wouldn't.
Oh, it was me. I did one of them.
No, I wouldn't. How could I?
Because you were possessed by a ghost who influenced you. Not your fault. Not morally responsible.
You made me kill.
Oh, that's what she meant when she pointed at the badge. She didn't flipping mean just a police officer. She meant flipping me.
If I'm going out, you're coming with me.
And is that the end of Abigail? I'm not sure how I managed to escape, but given they had me first, but never mind. They decided to prioritise Abigail for whatever reason. Alright, there we are. She's been, well, I'm guessing dragged to hell is the implication. And, well, I've dealt with the ghost who killed everyone. Rex is free, though admittedly Rex is going to prison for a damn long time, because, yeah, the police will show up, find 2 murdered police officers. Actually, no, because he didn't shoot either of them, but... And Joy will be able to back him up, but... Yeah, I feel like Rex could still end up going to prison anyway, quite frankly.
If we're lucky, we keep our dark side hidden. By law, Rex was a killer. But the law doesn't always see the truth. Fortunately, Joy did. And she would never press charges. She might even help Rex cover his tracks. One thing's for certain. She's a better person than I was at that age. A kid who deserves forgiveness. She's paid her dues. And committing a few small crimes, searching for your mom, well, even the coldest cops would forgive those.
Mom!
Hasn't been a Bell killer murder since the night Abigail met her final end. But the case never officially closed. But memories fade, time heals. With luck, Salem will move on and find peace. Death repays debts, my father always said. Forever I believe that. But truth be told, this life ain't over until you're honest about what you owe. Set everything right. Settle your debts. Only then can you move on.
Ronan?
So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of Murdered Soul Suspect. That is a short game. That is a damn short game. I blitzed through that in... I don't know if all the files in front of me right now, but I think it couldn't have been like 8 hours tops. And I take my time with games. I just kind of wander around and have a look-see round. Like, if you weren't as interested in kind of exploring every nook and cranny as me, you could do it in 5 easily. It is... I was warned this was a terrible game. I don't think this is a terrible game. I think it's... There's not much game to this game. It's got an interesting little story. It has a few twists that actually threw me off. I did not call that Abigail possessing people was going to be the Bell killer. That's actually kind of cool. I like that twist. That's a fun little twist and end to the game that I was not expecting at all. It's got an interesting enough story. It kept me entertained. It didn't outlive its welcome. I think if you bought this on release, you'd probably be annoyed because you spent... if you bought this for a full-price AAA game and then only got this out of it, yeah, you wouldn't. Would I recommend picking this up? I don't know. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like if you've watched this series, you've seen pretty much everything Murdered Soul Suspect has to offer at this point. I honestly don't think you've got that much more to see. I mean, I know I kind of didn't get all of the ghost stories, and, you know, arguably you might want to see them, but even if you could pick this game up really cheap, would it be worth playing through it and putting that time and money in just to see those ghost stories? I don't know. I had some fun with this one. I thought it was an interesting idea with an interesting story on it, not desperately well executed. You know, it's a solid mid-table game. Definitely not terrible, definitely not good. So, uninspiring, maybe damned by faint praise there, but never mind. That was Murdered Soul Suspect. And next week, you know what I've really been enjoying? You know what I've really been enjoying after this and LA Noire? I've really been enjoying Sleuthing Saturday, or whatever the hell I decide to call this, if I ever decide to call this anything. I've really been enjoying doing kind of cop stuff. So I want to do more cop stuff. And next Saturday, I have something very, very special planned for next Saturday. Kind of similar-ish game that I've had in mind that I've wanted to do for a long time. It has been requested a few times, so trailer will be out later today for that. Yeah, look forward to that. I think next Saturday is something that will interest quite a large number of people. That's next week, and in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the end of the more enjoyable than people told me. People warned me this was terrible. I think this was terrible. I think this was alright. But yes, the moderately enjoyable Murdered Soul Suspect. Thank you very, very much for watching, and goodbye. Good dodge, man. Question is, can you keep it up, cop? Oh, no, you can't. Ooh, nice. Oh, didn't quite get that one, though. We are going to the gun store in style. Oh, where's my partner? Oh, he's not here. Oh, so long, loser.